Every single empire, from ancient Rome to the richest companies in the world, followed the exact same pattern before it disappeared. Not bad luck, not a single mistake. A pattern hidden in plain sight, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Today, we're going to show you why billionaires lose everything, why century-old companies vanish overnight, and why history keeps repeating itself, and more importantly, what you can learn from it. Historians, economists, and psychologists have studied hundreds of empires, and they keep finding the same 3 warning signs. Warning sign number 1, overconfidence at the top. When a person or company stops feeling fear, they stop paying attention. Roman emperors, Enron executives, Blockbuster's CEO laughing at Netflix. The moment they felt untouchable, the fall had already started. Warning sign number 2, they started believing their own myth. Elizabeth Holmes didn't just lie to investors. She started believing she was the next Steve Jobs. That delusion cost $900 million and the health of thousands of patients. Warning sign number 3, they ignored small signals. A great empire doesn't collapse in a day. It cracks slowly. Small warnings, small compromises, small arrogances, until one day, the whole thing caves in. Now let's get specific, because billionaires are some of the most fascinating case studies in human collapse. Take Elon Musk's acquisition of Twitter. A man worth hundreds of billions of dollars, arguably the most successful entrepreneur alive, paid $44 billion for a company many analysts valued at half that. Why? Because when you win so much, the brain stops calculating risk. It starts calculating legacy. And legacy is expensive. Or look at the story of WeWork's Adam Neumann. In 2019, WeWork was valued at $47 billion. 1 year later, that valuation had collapsed by more than 80%. Not because the office space business stopped working, but because one man's ego was priced into every single dollar of that valuation. Or take the classic American story of Sears. For most of the 20th century, Sears was Amazon before Amazon. By 2018, it had filed for bankruptcy. The pattern? They all thought the future would look like the past. This isn't a modern problem. The Roman Empire took nearly 400 years to fall. But historians say the real collapse started centuries earlier, when Rome stopped expanding and started consuming itself. The same is true for the British Empire. At its peak, Britain controlled 24% of the entire world's land surface. And then, slowly, a compromise here, a rebellion there, a war too costly to win. The empire that never slept began to fade. The Ottoman Empire, the Mongol Empire, the Ming Dynasty, every single time. A period of explosive growth, then stability, then comfort, then arrogance, then collapse. And the most dangerous phase isn't the collapse, it's the comfort, because comfort is invisible. It doesn't feel dangerous, it feels like success. And it's not just companies and countries. People fall the same way. Mike Tyson earned an estimated $400 million in his boxing career and filed for bankruptcy in 2003. The money didn't run out. The structure around it did. MC Hammer, Johnny Depp, Nicolas Cage, names worth hundreds of millions of dollars, brought down not by bad luck, but by the same pattern, the belief that the flow would never stop. Even Lance Armstrong, the most successful cyclist of his era, built an empire on a lie. And for years, it worked, until the small cracks he ignored became too large to hide. The higher the climb, the more invisible the risks become. And the more invisible the risk, the more dangerous it is. So here's the real question. What does this mean for you? Whether you're building a business, investing your savings, or just trying to make smart decisions, the fall of empires has 3 lessons that are worth more than any MBA. Lesson 1. The moment you feel invincible, treat it as a warning sign. The most dangerous time for any empire, personal or professional, is peak confidence. Lesson 2. Diversify before you have to. Every collapsed billionaire, every fallen empire concentrated too much power, money, or identity in one place. Don't do that. Lesson 3. The small signals are the loudest. Empires don't collapse with a single explosion. They collapse because someone, somewhere, chose to ignore a small problem. History doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. And if you listen closely enough, you can hear what's coming. If you found this video valuable, subscribe. We break down the hidden patterns behind the biggest financial stories in the world every week. And if you want to go deeper, our next video covers the 3 financial moves that self-made millionaires make in their 30s that most people never learn about. Click right here. I'll see you there.